Halloween Havoc takes place this Saturday in Prescott Valley, Arizona at the Findlay Toyota Center. So we have 6 matches set up for this show, 5 of them being title matches, and there are a couple of gimmick matches to go along with the Halloween Havoc gimmick. Unfortunately, we're not getting a full Halloween Havoc show in which they spin the wheel. WWE used to always do that for their NXT specials, and they used to do that also for some of the Raw specials. I think it was called the Raw Roulette, if I'm not mistaken. That was years ago, but they brought that for NXT, and I always used to enjoy it, especially with Shotzi. And I'm not sure if they're going to do an NXT Halloween Havoc episode. Those are always very entertaining for me. Hopefully they do it next week for NXT. They didn't do it for this past NXT, but for the Halloween Havoc show, it doesn't feel like a very Halloween-themed show. It just feels like an ordinary NXT show, and I've been honest, I think NXT's had a pretty shit year this year. I've not enjoyed the product at all. Goes in line with the main roster, to be honest. But I just have not been enjoying NXT, particularly more so in the second half of the year, especially with who they've been pushing. So for this show, we have a tag match. This was put together on NXT this past week. We have from AAA, Mr. Iguana and Parka taking on Javon Evans of NXT and Leon Slater of TNA. I think it's obvious Javon Evans and Leon Slater are going to win this match. I'd much rather see Javon Evans take on Leon Slater and have a rematch from their great Bound for Glory match, but they're going to win this tag match. I'll be honest, I really don't care about it that much. So we have the NXT Women's North American Championship on the line as Zaria is defending the championship that's not hers. That's right. She is defending the title of her best friend, Solruka, who had to, I guess not technically relinquish the belt, but couldn't defend her title at Halloween Havoc due to an injury she suffered the previous SmackDown when she teamed with Zaria to take on Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss in a losing effort for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So she is not on the show. She is not medically cleared. Instead, her friend Zaria will defend the belt against Blake Monroe, and I believe Zaria will lose. I think Blake Monroe wins. I think she was always going to beat Solruka anyway. Solruka is already the Women's North American Champion and the Speed Champion. I thought she was going to lose this match to Blake Monroe anyways. I think Zaria loses for certain. So I think Blake Monroe defeats Zaria and wins the Women's North American Championship. And I think it's a crying shame that Blake Monroe is not your NXT Women's Champion right now. I think it's pathetic and embarrassing and just a poor booking decision and just awful judgment by Shawn Michaels to have Blake Monroe on your roster and have your Women's NXT Champion be Jacy Jayne. And the division is built around Jacy Jayne now. It really is. She's the central figure, and she's awful. Blake Monroe should be the NXT Women's Champion, and she will be the NXT Women's North American Champion this Saturday, I'm pretty certain, but it's not enough. She should be the focal point. It's bullshit that Jacy Jayne has this position. She sucks. Should be Blake Monroe. So we go to the NXT North American Championship, defended in a Day of the Dead match. I guess this has to go with the Day of the Dead of Mexico, the holiday. Maybe we'll get masks. I don't know what we're going to see with the Day of the Dead match. It'll just be a street fight and be a zombie themed street fight. I'm not sure. I don't know much about Day of the Dead. I know the movie Day of the Dead, the George Romero one. He made Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead, which wasn't as good as the previous two. But, yeah, I guess it'll just be a gimmick match, gimmick street fight. Ethan Page wins. That's pretty obvious. He's retaining the title. And he's been a successful champion for them. He's keeping it past this show. It should be an entertaining match, though. Next, we go to the NXT Tag Team Championship, defended in a Broken Rules match. So this will be another street fight type match. A lot of gimmicks here. I think it'll be very entertaining. It won't be like the Final Deletion or Delete or Decay, those old Broken Hardys gimmick matches, but it'll be, I'm sure you'll have a lot of supernatural elements, some spooky elements here. It's the Broken Hardys, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. Perhaps they'll be in this match Brother Nero and Broken Matt defending their titles against Dark State. Dark State better not fucking win. Dark State sucks. I think the Hardys are winning. I don't think they would have brought in this gimmick back just to have them lose here. I think the Hardys are winning this match. Dark State's garbage, and maybe it's just wishful thinking because I really don't like Dark State. If you've been following my channel and watching my videos, you know I think they suck. I'm so sick of these guys being pushed. I'm so sick of these NFL journeyman football clunkers being pushed. They suck. They're garbage. They're just given opportunities. WWE hands out NIL contracts like they're Halloween candy. Really, it's not good. I don't enjoy what NXT is doing right now. They're pushing so many shit wrestlers. It's like Baron Corbin, like the show revolving around him in like 2015. That would have ruined the whole show. Anyway, the Hardy Boys, I think, beat Dark State here. NXT Women's Championship, Jacy Jayne against Tatum Paxley. So I'm sure Tatum will have Izzy in her corner. Jacy will have Laney and Fallon. Izzy's going to mess this up for Tatum. That's what's going to happen. Jayne's going to retain. This fucking reign of terror continues. Shawn Michaels is such a bad booker right now. This is the worst he's ever been by booking Jayne like this. It's a joke. You have fucking Blake Monroe on your roster. You have Jordan Grace on your roster. You have Jada Parker on your roster. You have so many women who are so much better than her, more over than her, have so much more star potential than her. You have Sol Ruka, Kalani Jordan. Even someone like Fallon Henley, I think, has a lot more potential than Jayne. And yet he wants to fucking push her to the moon. I'm so sick of this fucking push. Unfortunately, it's going to continue because I think Izzy's going to mess up the match for Tatum and Jayce's going to fucking retain once again. Oh, I'm just so over Shawn Michaels as a booker right now, the way he's booked Jayne. I've lost all confidence in him, and it's ruining my enjoyment of NXT as a product right now, this fucking title reign. Another big problem is who he's pushing in the men's scene, and that's Trick Williams, who's one of the worst wrestlers in the whole company. He's garbage. I think he's a fraud. I think he's a phony. I think Mike Santana embarrassed him and exposed him when he ripped into him on that promo a few months ago in the summer. I haven't looked at Trick the same. I look at Trick exactly like that. I think he was exposed. He's shit in the ring. His gimmick is stale. I don't care how many times Booker T tries to put it over. Trick sucks, and he shouldn't be challenging in a main event, but he is. We have our main event, the NXT Championship, Ricky Starks against Trick Williams. I'd rather just watch Ricky and Oba again. Why do we have to put fucking Trick in this match? I don't want to watch Trick. Ricky's going to win. He better win. But yeah, I definitely think Ricky Starks wins. He retains the NXT Championship, and I think that's how Halloween Havoc will end. So I'm not that high on this show. I'm not high on NXT at all right now. They've usually delivered on Halloween Havocs, but this just feels off. I'm not into the product at all, and my expectations are low for the show. So I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully we have a good show. There'll be some entertainment. I believe it's a gimmick-friendly show, but I'm not that much into the Halloween spirit this year for NXT. They usually do such a good job with the Halloween Havoc gimmick for both the PLE and the TV show, but here this just feels off. I think the TNA show hurt having that showdown, and then you just had 2 weeks to build Halloween Havoc. I called it out earlier, and that's kind of what happened here. So my expectations are low, but maybe I'm surprised in a spooky way, if you will. Maybe they spook one on us. They give us a good scare, one good scare. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm just not looking forward to Halloween Havoc that much, and I'm just not high on NXT as a brand at all right now.